Coming to you recorded
from our studio in Broomfist, Colorado.
We're Betty Joe and Roy.
And this is
Formula Lunch.
Today's race, the ARAMCO Saudi Arabian Grand Prix 2022.
Tell us a little bit about the home country, will you?
Well, they're currently attempting to build the world's largest skyscraper, the Jeddah Kingdom Tower. I wonder if we can see it from the racetrack. Breaking news today, as of Saturday at noon local time, Mick Schumacher has been involved in a high-speed incident in turn 10, bouncing from one wall to the other. In the shot, we can see him raise his visor and then hunch. No news as of Saturday at 12:30 local time.
And that brings us to our starting grid.
Oh, he's fine. He's fine.
We need to fire that guy. There, he's be fired.
Taking the pole position today is Sergio Checo Perez from Team Red Bull.
In second, we got Harl.
Third place rounding out Carlos Sainz for the top three positions.
In P4, we got Sid the Sloth. It's not really a sloth, he's really fast. We got Sid.
Max Emilian Verstappen.
Max Emilian Verstappen, that's right.
Is definitely Sid the Sloth. Coming up in fifth place, we have Esteban Ocon driving for the Alpine.
We got our first Mercedes power of George Russell in sixth.
Pulling up seventh place, Fernando Alonso, the second Alpine of the day.
In eighth, we got the other Mercedes driver of Spaghetti Bosa.
Coming up in ninth place, Pierre Gasly from the AlphaTauri, also rocking that Red Bull Honda power unit.
In 10th, we got Haas. They're fine.
No big deal there. Norris pulling up in 11th place.
And right behind him is the McLaren of Daniel Ricciardo.
Zhao Guan Yu of the Alfa Romano team coming up in 13th.
And this is where it gets fun. In 14th, we have Mick Schumacher qualifying 14th, but I don't know if he's going to start.
He might have made it into Q3 if he had another lap. He might have made it into Q3 of another lap.
So, starting in 14th, we really have Lance Stroll.
Pulling up in 15th place. What a shock today, Lewis Hamilton. He's been sandbagging for too long.
For a minute, he's doing pretty good at it. But in 17th, we have Alex Albon, who I believe will try to, fight back a little.
The fact that they're lining up together is no mere coincidence.
I guess it was 16th. Yeah, 16th.
Yeah, technically, that's
Yeah.
okay, because 17th place is Nico Hulkenberg, doing wonders with that Aston Martin.
19th, we got our wonderful Williams of Nicholas Latifi.
And pulling up in last place, or would be, is Yuki Tsunoda as his Red Bull Honda power unit didn't even make it to the starting grid.
Yeah, right away.
Right away.
Yeah.
Saw him running across the track.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
More shocking news.
We got no lunch.
Oh! Formula no lunch.
We broke. PayPal. Buy our merch.
God.
Support our channels.
Patreon.com/PonScumRacing, please.
So everything was going smooth in the race, a clean first lap until the pits decide to start happening, with Perez being the first one pitting at lap 16. Coming out, I don't know, P10 or something like that, I don't really exactly remember, but followed by that pit stop, we got Latifi crashing on lap 16 at the final corner, which, unfortunately, lets the Prancing Ponies take the lead with a free pit stop, putting Perez down into P4.
And the fun part about that is actually both Williams crashed out today too. Alexander Albon not until about 30 laps later, but neither one of the Williams managed to make it to the end.
Shocker.
Shocker.
Other big news in the race today, 3 cars dying on the same lap. All 3 different power units. We had an Alfa Romeo of Bottas. He wasn't even the first one. No, the first one was Alonso, I believe, crapping out, just losing his power on one of the straights. Followed shortly behind by Bottas right after his pit stop with less coverage because Ricciardo, literally at the same time, losing power at the pit straight. Just couldn't they? 3 engines, 3 different power units lost power on the same lap, same time.
And they all slowed down, didn't make it
Didn't even make it.
Didn't make it, yeah.
Which in turn screws Hamilton out of, well, not really screws. This is the man of the late pit stop. He does not know when to take a pit stop. But the person trailing in Magnussen, for some reason, makes it in.
The problem there being that it was a virtual safety car, so of course the pit entry was closed. So when he drives up, he sees that Daniel Ricciardo is stopped. He saw a stopped car on the track.
Stopped car in the lane, in the pit lane.
But you can see he still had room to cut in.
Yeah.
Magnussen was able to make a clean entry. He still had entry room to cut in. You would think his experience would tell him
to jump in. Well, then again, we got what? The Italy issue last year where he got his, he got a 10-second grid penalty, or a 10-second penalty for hitting under.
He got the penalty.
And that was probably his concern.
And that's Magnussen almost got that penalty. He knew, this is.
Yeah, well, he was leaving as it was closing.
It was safer not to.
But how come Hulkenberg didn't get it?
Hulkenberg should have gotten it. I just don't think he was any sort of contention that it was worth it.
Thank you, FIA.
Thank you, FIA. Exciting racing today as we saw both members of the Alpine team just really going at it. Fernando Alonso, of course, believing himself to have the quicker car as he was able to catch up to his teammate Esteban Ocon.
Who also believed he had the quicker car, who would definitely overtake him the next turn. Which in turn led for the ill-fated Bottas to catch up and really put a stress hold on them, which led to the team stepping in and saying,
you got the two cars, they're trying to race each other, and you're just slowing each other down.
Oh yeah, it was
a good situation.
In other news, we got pork.
Pork.
What's pork, you may ask?
I do ask. What is pork? Why don't you go ahead and
It is a pulled smoked meat that we like to put on sandwiches sometimes and smother in barbecue sauce. But what we meant for pork was points for Hamilton.
Ham.
Yeah, there it is. It really took you that long to get that?
Yeah, it's ham. You've got a capital P, pork. Pork.
Really? That's fine. I thought I explained that downstairs. In other news. Well, I guess it wouldn't be really on this. At the end of the race, we had a very compelling battle between Verstappen and Leclerc. Going at it for at least the last 8 laps. Lap 42, I'm pretty sure. Verstappen started to put it on him. And Leclerc, I'm sure with the wisdom of racing Verstappen for so many years as children, really learned how to put it on him. You know, put the pressure on him. So he was, using the DRS activation area as a little trick.
So the first time on lap, 46, I would say? He comes through and...
That was 42.
You know, he swaps out. Verstappen gets past him before the final corner. And then, since the DRS activation zone is right before the final corner, Leclerc was able to get the DRS and pop right back around him. It's almost like we saw that sometime being pulled by somebody at that race at some year.
Oh, yeah, there's a much better.
Anyway, so what happened to him the second time he tried that trick?
Oh, yeah, so Verstappen definitely caught on to his little scheme there, and they kind of had both had a lockup, providing Verstappen with a very, very pretty flat spot, which led Leclerc to, take another second gap for a couple of laps until the ill-fated final lap. Where, actually, no, it was lap 46 where Verstappen actually did pass him.
Yeah, lap 46.
Yeah, Verstappen passed him on lap 46. And with a big push on lap 48, Leclerc coming down the final DRS section could not get big enough air for that little pony.
That pony got no air.
Brake on pony for big air.
That's what it says. Which brings us to our
final grid order.
Coming up in first place, taking the victory, probably his first, the world champion defender, Max Verstappen. Max E-Million Verstappen.
E-Million.
That is his middle name.
We will let you forget it. We will let you. It will happen.
I forget.
In second, Charles Leclerc.
Close?
Second.
Oh, yeah, no, you're right. That is his name. That's fair. Carlos Sainz coming up in third place, rounding off the podium for a Ferrari 2-3.
And our pole sitter, Sergio Perez, coming in fourth.
Coming in 5th place, the youngster from McGunkster, George Russell in the Mercedes.
In 6th, we got Couch.
Couch, that's Esteban Ocon, I believe.
It says Couch.
It does say Couch, you wrote Couch. Lando Norris coming out in 7th place, scoring points for the first time for McLaren this year. That's already a much better finish than we saw last weekend.
Absolutely. Then hopefully they pick their season up. I really do hope they do.
I have faith in them. The McLaren team's been around for a long time.
True. In 8th, we got the AlphaTauri of Pierre Gasly.
Kevin Magnussen, fresh on his 2nd race at the Haas since returning, pulling up in 9th place, again scoring 2 consecutive race points in a row.
And in 10th, we got Pork.
Coming out in 11th place, just outside of the points, is Zhao Guanyu, who was close, but the Alfa Romano did not score points today.
Oh, and in P12, we got the incredible Hulkenberg.
Lance Stroll
His
coming
green
out
car.
with his green car, the incredible Hulkenberg. I like it. Lance Stroll finishing out the Aston Martin in 13th place.
And the not so incredible Hulkenberg. In 14th, we got the beginning of our DNS of Alex Albon in that ill-fated Williams.
He was the last one to go off. Valtteri Bottas going off mere moment, being the last one to go off when his engine died.
Spaghetti Bosa.
Spaghetti Bosa.
In 16th, we got Fernando Alonso.
Daniel Ricciardo pulling up in 17th.
Ooh, in 18th, we got that first ill-fated Williams of Nicholas Latifi.
It was the first one. I don't think Latifi
Really
can
ruined
make it.
Perez's... You know, there was a message. Nick, this is Toto. I'm going to need you to crash. Perez just pitted.
Perez just pit. We can go ahead and use you. Yuki Tsunoda coming out in 19th place as his car never made it to the line.
And then Schumacher, who we are very thankful is
Very
okay.
happy to hear he is okay.
It was a very good scene to see him on the stretcher.
Oh, just on the stretcher, just talking. Yeah. We must protect that boy at all costs.
At all costs. And with that,
this has been our final grid order.
from the boom shelf in Colorado,
We're Betty, Joe, and Roy.
and this was
Formula Lunch.
much better. Oh yeah,
Walter
Walter
Cronkite.
Cronkite. Cry. What?
Today's race. Today's race, the Formula One 2022 ARAMCO Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Gross.
I know. Well, drugs, do them, kids. I don't know. Cut that.
Cut that.